What would happen if, in an instant, every single human being on Earth vanished, gone, without a trace, leaving only you, just you, standing in the deafening silence of a world that was, only moments ago, bustling with billions of souls? This isn't just a thought experiment. It's the beginning of a story that peels back the layers of reality itself. Imagine it. The first few moments, you're standing on a city street, maybe on your way to work. 1 second, you're navigating a crowd, the sounds of traffic and chatter filling the air. The next, nothing. An absolute, profound silence that's heavier than any noise you've ever heard. You look around. Cars are stopped mid-lane, their doors hanging open. A half-eaten sandwich sits on a cafe table. A child's stroller is abandoned on the sidewalk. Everything is left exactly as it was, a snapshot of a moment that will never continue. But the people are all gone. At first, you might feel a strange sense of freedom. No rules, no responsibilities. The entire world is your playground. You could walk into the most expensive store and take whatever you want. Drive any supercar you can find. Live in a mansion overlooking the ocean. It's a fantasy come true, right? For a little while, maybe. But the silence starts to creep in. It's an unnerving, constant companion. You call out, and only the echo of your own voice answers, bouncing off empty buildings. This is where the real journey begins. Humans are fundamentally social creatures. Our brains are wired for connection. When that connection is severed so completely, the mind starts to fray. Scientists who study long-term isolation have seen it. Within just a few hours, your perception begins to shift. Days blur into one another. Without the structure of society, time loses its meaning. Your memory becomes unreliable. Did you really see that curtain move in the window across the street, or did you just imagine it? Is that a shadow in the corner of your eye, or is your brain simply filling in the blanks, desperate for another presence? And while your mind is playing tricks on you, the world outside is undergoing a transformation of its own. Without humans to maintain it, civilization begins to crumble with shocking speed. The first thing to go is the power grid. Within a few days or weeks, automated systems at power plants will fail. The lights go out, one city at a time, plunging the world into a darkness it hasn't known for centuries. The internet, your only potential link to information, blinks out of existence. Your phone becomes a useless brick. You are truly, technologically, cut off. Then, nature begins its relentless reclamation. Ivy and vines, no longer trimmed back, crawl over skyscrapers, turning concrete canyons into green valleys. Without pesticides and maintenance, some plants can grow up to 30% faster. Grass pushes through the cracks in the pavement. Within a year, major highways become impassable jungles. You'd see herds of deer grazing in Times Square, wolves hunting on the Champs-Élysées. Animal populations, free from human interference, explode. The world is getting wilder, and you are no longer at the top of the food chain. Even the simple things become a struggle. Running water, that relies on electric pumps. Once the power goes out, the taps run dry. You'll have to find natural water sources, purify them, and hope they're not contaminated. And contamination is a real threat. Without sanitation systems, pipes burst, and waste leaches into the ground. Disease, something you never thought you'd have to worry about in an empty world, becomes a silent hunter. A simple cut could become a death sentence without access to modern medicine. Now, let's go deeper. Some fringe scientific theories suggest that the collective consciousness of humanity has a subtle but constant effect on the physical world. With that consciousness gone, the very fabric of reality might become unstable. Unexplainable phenomena start to occur. You might see lights flickering in a building with no power. Hear a radio crackle to life for a split second, playing a fragment of a song, before falling silent again. Devices act unpredictably. Is it just electromagnetic signals going haywire in the absence of human technology, or is something else at play? It feels as if the world itself is glitching, readjusting to a new, empty state. It feels like it's listening. And then there's the psychological toll. The constant, crushing loneliness. You start talking to yourself, not just to think, but to hear a voice. You create routines, rituals, anything to keep the encroaching madness at bay. You start documenting your life, leaving notes and videos in the hopes that, somehow, someone, somewhere, will find them. But the isolation wears you down. You begin to experience what psychologists call a sensed presence. It's the unshakable feeling that you are being watched. A fleeting shape in your peripheral vision. A floorboard creaking in the house you thought was empty. A whisper on the wind that sounds almost like your name. You try to rationalize it, it's a hallucination. It's your mind, starved for contact, creating a companion. But the feeling is too real, too persistent. The strange occurrences become more frequent, more specific. A door you know you closed is found open. Objects are moved when you're not looking. You find a message scrawled in the dust on a window. I see you. Panic gives way to a chilling realization. Maybe you're not the last one. Maybe you were never alone at all. But if something else is out there, what is it? Is it human? Or is it something that was always here, hidden in the noise of civilization? And only now, in the profound silence, has it been given the space to emerge. The focus of your existence shifts. It's no longer about survival. It's about finding the source of this presence. Your lonely exploration of a dead world becomes a desperate investigation. You start looking for clues, for patterns in the strangeness. You realize the glitches in reality. The strange phenomena aren't random. They seem to be leading you somewhere, guiding you, or perhaps luring you. Every abandoned building holds a potential clue. Every flickering light, a possible message. The world is no longer just an empty shell. It's a puzzle, a mystery that has you at its very center. And the most terrifying question isn't, am I alone? Anymore. The question is, what wants me to think I am? You are the last man on earth, or so you thought. But as you follow the trail of whispers and shadows, you come to understand that the disappearance of humanity wasn't the end of the story. It was just the beginning. Something is watching. Something is waiting. And you are about to find out what happens when you are finally, truly, found. The silence is about to be broken. Thanks for watching. If you're fascinated by mysteries that bend the rules of reality, make sure to follow for more. What do you think is out there with him? Let me know in the comments.